Welcome to my documentary, Working Out of the Van. It's so much rain and storm outside right now, I'm not sure if you can really hear me, but this is the movie.
Do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track.
Hey, ich bin Max.
Hi, I'm Max. I'm 26 years old and I'm a freelance designer. I always wanted to exchange my normal office for living and working in nature. And since I bought the van, I'm thinking about how I can turn that into reality. Like how I can work in the nature from this van. I imagined this to be so good. Sitting in the middle of the nature, surrounded by fields, trees, insects and animals. Experiencing the nature right while I'm working. I'm not really outside in my normal work life. I'm in front of my MacBook sitting in an office room. I can't experience nature like people who work in a different job. Working from the van was a great experience. We don't have the biggest car in comparison to other people who work from their van, at least when it comes to the height of it. But I still wanted to try it out and I'm super happy about that time. Actually, I could do it again, anytime, even though I don't have a work desk set up or something in that direction ready yet. To be honest, most of the time I worked from the bed or from the hammock. Sometimes I was sitting in the bed, sometimes laying in there. It has been a fun experience. But do you actually need a van to work from the nature? I'd say no. A normal car or even a bike are enough. Get yourself a hammock or a camping chair and start your trip to a work day in the nature. Just get out and work from there. It's difficult though when it is cold or rainy outside. In the last days there was a lot of rain and I was very happy to be inside the van. Finding a nice place to work wasn't hard at all. I just had my eyes open while I was driving in the nature. Another way is to use Google Maps to find nice spots. I have 150 watts of solar panels on the roof of the van to have enough battery power for this trip. We also have 2 separate batteries in the car, which have all I need. USB ports, normal power outlets and 12-volt sockets, so I can even power the fridge with it. The solar panels power these 2 batteries, that's how I always got enough capacity for working in the van. I also took a few power banks with me for my iPhone and the camera gear. That way I'm able to be in the hammock and still charge my phone. Another thing is internet. I need a good Wi-Fi connection for my work every single day. That's why I got me an unlimited 4G contract. Something that's not super common in Germany yet. I always test the 4G speed on site using an app. That way I make sure that I have a good connection and data speed to work in the nature. But I don't think you necessarily need an unlimited contract. A normal data plan with 10 or 15 gigabytes should be enough if you're only working every now and then from a remote place. Something you shouldn't underestimate is rain. It's not super exciting to sit inside the van for the whole day, working from there. The nice part of working from the nature is to be in the hammock, to walk in the nature, and to enjoy it, or to even do some sports outside. It wasn't my goal to be in the van all the time, but to spend more time working outside, and having the van is an integral part of that. Bugs and mosquitoes have been quite challenging, to be honest. I think I really need to change my mindset and see it as a natural part of working in the nature. But it was difficult sleeping at night with mosquitoes in the van. You hear the noise and can't sleep because of it. But I guess the fact that these insects exist in the nature is something you need to get used to. Heat is also challenging right now. Most of the time I'm looking for a spot with enough shadow, but that usually means I don't have enough sun for the solar panels to charge the batteries. You need to think about what is more important in a certain situation. Do you want to have a shadowy place and not so much heat in the van? Or do you want to have a perfect solar performance but a hot working place? Most of the time I went to AC in the morning to go swimming, cool myself down and then start into the working day. There are definitely a few things that were quite challenging in comparison to working from a normal office or a normal house. Of course you want to work uninterrupted, but you will definitely attract some attention. On the one hand I stand out because of the van, and on the other hand because I'm laying in my hammock working on my MacBook. I really loved experiencing the nature, the sunrises, the sunsets. I went into the car, I went into the bed once the sun went down on the hill. I usually don't do that when I'm at home. On the road trip there were places where I didn't meet other people. It was just me, the van and the nature that was around us. There were no distractions like in the city. One of the highlights was to see a deer. I love to see wild animals because it became so unusual to see a deer or a fox if you don't intend to seek them. A couple years ago, one of my biggest hobbies was to take photos of animals and nature. That's why it was so nice to observe these animals using my binoculars. I'm very excited about the next time I'll be going in the nature to work from my van. I'm sure it won't take too long.
Never give up, never slow till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win,